3 reasons why your ex comes back. Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about the 3 reasons why your ex might come back. So if you want your ex to come back, it's important to know that it is entirely possible. Exes have come back in the past to their previous lovers that they've dumped, that they've broken up with. It's not an uncommon thing. And you might be thinking right now that this might be something that's never going to happen to you, or you might be thinking that it's something that could happen to you. So basically, what are these reasons? What are these things that causes an ex to come back? So today I'm going to go into 3 of those reasons why an ex can come back. So the first one is this: the life they have now is not as good as it was when they were with you. So this is one of the major reasons why an ex can come back. And that is simply that their life just isn't good as what it was when they were with you. So there are a couple of things that come into play, some experiences your ex will feel if they're going to come back because of this reason. And this is one of the main reasons why an ex comes back. And all because that, their life was just better with you and now their life isn't as good. So one of these things that comes into play is obviously things like nostalgia. And this was one of the things that made me go back to an ex that wasn't even good for me. So when I was in my early 20s, I had a relationship where the girl I was with cheated on me, but I went back to that relationship because, to be honest, it was fun. It was fun to be with her. It was fun to be in her lifestyle because I was at that age where I really loved to party and I loved getting drunk and stuff like that. And that is something that she would do with her family and friends. So I enjoyed being in that relationship because I liked the lifestyle. So when I was out of that relationship, I had nostalgia to go out and drink and having all those fun times, having those fun experiences. So I had this nostalgia. So that was one of the things that came into play when I went back to my ex. Like I was thinking, I really would love to go out and have fun again. However, the problem that I had with that relationship was that it was something that happened way too often. Like I kind of wished when I was in that relationship that it wouldn't happen that often, that would go out and drink. Like I didn't mind it every so often, but it seemed to be a thing that happened all of the time. And I thought after a while that it would slow down and we would, just have a normal relationship, because I am someone who doesn't like to do that naturally. I don't mind it sometimes, but I really am not that kind of person in general. Like I'm not a party person. Whereas this girl that I was with was a party person, someone who would love to do that all of the time. So always while I was in this relationship, I did have this kind of inner conflict of, oh yeah, I really enjoy doing this, but also I really don't enjoy doing it because it meshed with my values as a human being and the lifestyle that I preferred. So it was very push and pull, and of course the cheating that was going on made it all pretty much unbearable, and it got to a point where it did become unbearable and I left. But one of the things that made me go back in the first place to that relationship was this feeling of nostalgia, because obviously when you're partying and having fun, and you're getting drunk, you have all these positive emotions. But that's what I was focusing on. I was focusing on those positive emotions while I was out of it. You kind of see it as though the grass is greener on the other side. And that's something that might happen with your ex. They might think back on your life together and think the grass is greener on the other side. They might think that they had much more fun with you, or they just had a better life with you. And that's one of the reasons why they may come back to that relationship. So another reason that comes into play when it comes to your ex coming back to you because of wishing they were living that life with you again because their new life isn't as good without you is a level of comfort. So they might feel very comfortable in that old relationship with you because they know you and you've been together, because they know basically how to drive to your house, they know your friends and your family maybe. It's very comforting. It's a very comforting lifestyle when you go back to an ex because you're going back to these familiar surroundings. So this level of comfort might be another reason why your ex comes back to you, because it's not easy going out and meeting new people. You're very much going out of your comfort zone when you start dating new people, when you try and find a new relationship. So that's probably one of the reasons why they might come back to you, because they feel comfortable around you and they don't want to basically put themselves out there and put in the effort of finding someone new, because it can be, a time-consuming task. And if they just go back to you, it's obviously a lot easier for them. So if they have a mixture of nostalgia about the relationship, all the lifestyle that he or she had in that relationship with you, and if it's going to be comforting to them to go back to you. And so if they have a mixture of those two things, then that's going to be one of the reasons why they go back to you, because they just preferred their life with you than without you. If you're enjoying the video so far, please leave a like on it, and please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if there's something you'd like me to discuss in a future video, then please leave it down in the comments, or if you have any tips and advice yourself. So the next reason why your ex may come back to you is if they still have attraction for you and if they still love you. Because if their love and attraction for you is still strong, they're going to be pulled back to you anyway by this attraction that they have for you. It's really important that they are attracted to you, that they find you attractive, because if they don't find you attractive anymore, then yeah, they're not going to come back to you, because they might care about you, they might care about your well-being, they might care about your life, they might care about, if you're upset and stuff like that. That's why a lot of exes say, oh, can we just be friends sometimes? One of the reasons why exes sometimes say that is because they do genuinely care about you and love you to a degree, but they still need to be attracted to you physically. They still need to find you attractive, because if they don't find you attractive anymore, then you don't have that romantic relationship. They just love you, and they could love you like a family member or a friend. So the difference between obviously a romantic relationship is obviously the physical intimacy and the desire to be intimate with your partner. That's the difference. Like if they don't have that attraction for you, then it's not likely that they're going to come back, even if they do still love you and care about you. Another thing comes into play as well, and that is respect. They still need to respect you. So if you've done some things that have basically shown that you're weak, and basically they just don't have any respect for you anymore, then it's really unlikely that they're going to come back to you as well. It's not very likely that they'll come back to someone that they don't respect. But if they still respect you, like if they still admire you in some way, and you haven't come across that way, you haven't become weak, you've shown self-respect throughout that relationship and after the breakup, then it's more likely that they're going to come back, because if they don't respect you, they can't really love you. I highly recommend that you watch this video on this increases attraction instantly. So the third reason why an ex may come back to you is the pros of being with you outweigh the cons. So when you break up with someone, one of the major things that usually goes through an ex's head are the good times and the bad times. Because, when you break up with someone, you're still thinking about them quite a lot. Even if, this was someone that dumped you, even if this was someone who ended the relationship themselves. Because even though they were the one that broke up with you, they're still going to be thinking about you. People just don't forget people like that unless they have some kind of like dementia or Alzheimer's. If they don't have amnesia or anything like that, then they haven't forgotten about you. You don't just forget. And sometimes I get people asking me like, oh, they've moved on, they're in a new relationship, they have a rebound relationship. Have they forgotten about me? And it's like, well, no, they haven't forgotten about you. You don't just forget someone who you've been in a relationship with. And you know this because obviously, you probably have memories from people that you've been with, probably even memories from people that you've just dated, and you still think about them from time to time because, we tend to not forget about people. I still remember, friendships I had when I was a little kid. You don't forget about these people. These people would never kind of go away unless you do have like amnesia. But unless they've developed amnesia, there's absolutely no reason why they've forgotten about you. It's true that they might not think about you in the way that you are hoping that they'll think about you. So they might not miss you, or they might not still be in love with you, but they won't ever forget you. They won't ever stop thinking about you. At one point a song will come on the radio and it will remind them of you, or there'll be a movie on TV that you watch together and it will remind them of you. So they're not ever going to forget about you. And basically, while in this period, especially at the beginning of a breakup, they're going to be thinking about the relationship. They're going to be thinking about the good times. They might be feeling nostalgia. They might be feeling, oh yeah, I feel more comfortable when I'm with them than being alone. Maybe I should go back. They're going to be like basically weighing up the options, like, did I make the right choice? They're going to be asking themselves that kind of question if they're the one that dumped you. So they're going to be basically weighing up what was good about the relationship, what was bad about the relationship. And they might not even be consciously aware that they're doing it. They might not be, writing out a pros and cons list about being with you, but they might be just doing it, as they're kind of dwelling upon the relationship in their idle time when they're not busy. Because if they're thinking mostly of the pros and only a few of the cons, then it's going to be much more likely that they're going to come back to you, because they're going to be weighing out the options. They're going to be thinking, well, there was this pro, I was thinking, hey, they might have good memory about you. They'll be having nostalgia and again, like having that feelings of comfort around you. And that's what's going to draw them back. Like if there is more pros than cons, they will be drawn back to you, especially if those pros are really, really strong, especially if they do have loads of positive emotions around you. And that's exactly why I went back into that relationship, even though that relationship didn't last for very long. At the time, I thought that the pros outweighed the cons. And I also had the false belief that I thought I could change my ex. I thought that I could change her from being a cheater to a non-cheater. I thought I could change her behavior. But obviously that wasn't the case because it kept on happening. And even though there was some fun, positive experience in that, the cons started to outweigh the pros, and I no longer really even wanted to live that kind of lifestyle. I didn't want to be a party person anymore. I'm someone who very much likes to be at home or doing family kind of things, or things during the day like going hiking, being a bit of a tourist and visiting landmarks. That's something that I love to do, which I'm very lucky because my wife also really loves to do those kinds of things. So I'm very lucky in that respect that we both have the same kind of lifestyle and interests, and we both like doing the same kinds of things on the weekends, which is one of the really important things, that when you do pick someone, you have to make sure that you live the same kind of lifestyles, because if you don't, there's going to be misery like there was in my previous relationship. So those were 3 reasons why an ex can come back to you. If you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.